I feel like I seem like someone took the air out of me. I have like Flat's family.
You're kind of ridden hard and put away
I'm a
wet.
little ridden hard and put away wet. I'm on the wedding circuit.
Yeah.
I'm doing a tour of Vietnam, which is I shouldn't say that.
Which is, of course, the Cape of Massachusetts. It's been very trying for you.
I'm constantly going back to Massachusetts. It's
You are.
exhausting.
But you're getting great
I'm
merch
g-
each
well,
and
that
every
was
time you go.
yeah. So okay, shall I?
Please.
I went to another wedding this weekend.
Yeah.
Also in Massachusetts. This time in Cape Cod, which I'd actually never been to. Have you been to Cape Cod? Because I guess Martha's Vineyard is part of Cape Cod, but it's like, this was like mainland Cape Cod.
Yeah, you forgot that
Oh, yes.
Martha's Vineyard was kind of part of my childhood,
Yes, sorry.
too.
Yes. Yeah.
For whatever reason, my mom's family always did, like, Massachusetts summers.
So where would you go?
Done, like, Rockport, Massachusetts.
Okay.
I don't think that's the case.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I've done, like, Plum Island.
Ooh, gorgeous. I want to go to Plum Island.
Yeah.
But not next weekend, please.
No. Get back on the bus.
I went to Harwich,
Okay.
which was a gorgeous, like, it was so gorgeous, actually. And we stayed at this, like, seaside motel, but it was, like, really, really
Lovely.
nice.
Yeah.
That one of my friends had, I guess, grew up going to. And it was, like, right on the water. Rachel and I had, like, a balcony. I stayed with my friend Rachel. And we, like, had a porch that, like, looked right down to the ocean.
Gorgeous.
Such a nice little spot. The wedding was unbelievably gorgeous. Ceremony. Well, first there was the welcome party, which was really fun at like a country club kind of thing, and then we all went out because we were kind of like, we got to go to a towny bar while we're here.
Got it.
So my friend Eddie found a bar called Jack's 28, which I'm still not really convinced was a bar, but rather someone's house. Where Jack's house, where he like buys a crate of beer and like sells it illegally.
Love.
But it was like literally, it was one of those situations where you like you are like, did we imagine that place?
Yeah, like the Pugsley's basement.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we gotta put a pin in that.
Yeah.
It's like you go there, you have the time of your life, but you're also like, is this place real? Also, why does it feel like I'm in Wyoming when I'm in Massachusetts? Because everyone here has a southern accent.
Bizarre.
And like missing teeth. Also, it was randomly karaoke night at Jack's 28.
It always is at those bars.
So true.
Yeah.
And everyone was the most talented person I've ever met in my life, which was amazing. It was clear that these people come back like every week, and like there was someone who brought a harmonica.
Yes.
Everyone's 60 plus, by the
Yes.
way. One woman just like, they brought her the mic. She was like, I'm not standing up. And she sat in her chair and sang, and it was stunning. It was so fun, and there was also a young, and by young I mean really old guy named Billy Ray who couldn't...
Cyrus?
Yeah. He kept being like, how do you not know who I am?
Was it Billy Ray Cyrus?
No. This man had one front tooth. It was wearing a regular t-shirt. Yeah. He had one baby tooth. He was so odd, and he hit on every single one of us in such an interesting way. He was really hitting on my friend Grace and kept saying, I hate you. You're so sexy. And he had like
awesome
3 different like lines he was trying, where it was like, I hate you, you're so sexy. I would, if you were my daughter, I would want to protect you, was a big one.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then if that didn't work, he would go to, my wife died 6 months ago or 6 years ago. And
That's different.
Then he would like try to like work up a cry. He'd be like, my wife died 6 months ago. And then he'd like step away.
Was it 6 years or 6 months?
6 years. Sorry, 6 years.
Well, it was made up anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, it was so obvious that he was like trying, like it was like a thing to try to get us to be like, oh my God.
He's like got like chili paste. He's like putting under his eyes.
Literally like walking away to be like. And I was like, that's really sad, man. Oh, and then he also asked both me and Rachel to dance. Like there was like a slow song, and he was like, do you want to dance? And then I was like, I don't think so. And then he was like, do you want to dance? And she was like, no.
Did he get any takers?
No takers. And he also had like an older female friend. And I was like, so, like, why don't you guys just kind of, like, you guys seem like...
You should probably stop talking to 30-year-olds
yeah,
and
like,
go for her.
You guys seem well-matched. And she was like, no, he's in love with you, to Grace. Like, it was all a little bit sad.
Oh, no. So that woman was pining for Billy Ray?
I think a little.
Shoot, Billy Ray.
Yeah. Billy Ray's an asshole, also.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, also his last name's Kimmel, Billy Ray Kimmel. Because at a certain point, that came up. And
I signed a petition to get him back on air.
Well, I think we were like, Jimmy Kimmel. And he was like, I hate Jimmy Kimmel. We were like, we should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
And there were other, like, older guys at the bar who were really fun, too. It was just, like, it was a good effing time. And the Bud Lights were, like, $2.
Perfect.
But then, actual wedding day... Really, sorry, that was the main event. That was a perfect event, tip to tail.
Yeah.
Ceremony was like outside during sunset on like the roof of this also like shore club. I'm not really sure. I don't know where I was this whole weekend. I just got on the shuttle. I said, take me.
Love a shuttle. Too.
Love a shuttle. But I always miss the one home. So that was on like the roof. It was really, really beautiful. I sobbed.
Of course, yeah.
Then the ceremony was so fun. Oh my god! During cocktail hour, one of the snacks was like bags of chips with chili. You know, it's a Midwestern thing.
I love Fritos.
Yeah. Well,
chili?
so there was Fritos, Cheetos, and Doritos.
Okay.
And even Cape Cod chips, which I was like, whoever's doing that is nasty, a nasty little freak. But I love it.
No, that's interesting to me. I would try that.
I did
Fritos
Fritos.
are the classic.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You made the correct choice.
I know.
Cheetos. Now that's a nasty little freak.
Yeah, that is a new. I think Doritos, you're like, okay, you're a Taco Bell freak, which I can kind of get behind. Cheetos is weird, yeah.
Cheetos,
right.
I assume you're 8.
Yeah.
Or deeply unwell.
Yeah. But I was thinking of you because I was with Kendall and her husband, who were both like from South Midwestern areas, and they were like, this is Midwestern. I was like, wait, Molly has told me about Cheetos and chili.
So good.
Or I mean Fritos and chili.
Yeah. Were you able to like add the fixins?
Oh yeah, there was cheese, lettuce, guacamole. I put it all. It was a very difficult thing to eat during. Totally. I didn't do raw onion. It was a very difficult thing to eat during cocktail hour. I will say, but because
you can't have a drink too. That's
and I obviously did because I was one of 20. You know, I was starting my night. But it was difficult.
Yeah.
And the wind is whipping because you're on the beach.
But it's worth it.
It was so worth it. And I also think one of my wedding tenets is it's important to fill up during cocktail hour.
Totally. I find it embarrassing to like camp out where the trays start getting passed.
Oh, for sure.
But you have to be vigilant.
Yeah.
Like you need to be hitting at minimum 3 trays.
Yes.
And then if there is kind of like a spread,
which I feel like
of sorts.
It's not super typical for there to be like a spread like that.
And pass around.
There was also pass arounds.
Yeah, that's really nice.
There were mini lobster rolls.
Nice
I didn't
wedding.
have one because it was mayo based.
I still would have done
I
it.
know you would have. Yeah.
And I hate mayo.
Yeah.
But I'm just
but for
a
that,
freak for a lobster.
Yeah, I know. I'd already had my lobster of the day, so I was.
Did you?
Yeah, I'd had a lobster club for lunch, so.
You're so lucky.
I know.
We did have lobster in Martha's Vineyard too.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah, we did.
Untuck your collar for me.
Oh, well, so this brings me to my final point about the wedding, which is that I think merch is my love language.
Yeah.
Because this is...
I think I've known you for... Yeah. Uh-huh.
This was what Kira gave the bridesmaids, which was so nice. I also brought my tote bag that she gave us.
Yeah.
But then this weekend, the for the whole wedding, the wedding favor was like a table of Cape Cod sweatshirts.
That is fucking awesome.
In different styles and sizes, and like they all had like this sort of like worn, salty vibe to it. So you just grab one for the after party because the after party was outside. It was so gorgeously executed.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And so you're grabbing a sweatshirt on your way out to the beach?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ah,
where you have a beer by the bonfire and a s'more bar. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Also, the bride turned so many freaking amazing looks. Like, I felt like every hour I was like, Meg, you're wearing a new outfit. And she looked awesome.
Awesome.
It was a great wedding.
And she's a beautiful bride.
She's a fashion
model.
Yeah.
She should be.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah.
So, anyway, how was your weekend?
It was good. I felt your absence.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but Friday night I went to my friend Evan's birthday party.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of realizing an evolution. We've talked about how at weddings we play Shark Tank.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, pitch me. I'll pitch you.
let's build commerce together. Come on.
Let's link and build.
Yeah.
So now kind of like a lot of weddings have happened.
Yeah.
Some of our friends, particularly those that are like a few years older than us or from the places we're from, not necessarily New York, are starting to now enter that next frontier of having children.
Freaky.
Yeah. I was talking to like a friend I hadn't seen in a long time at this birthday party, and lo and behold, he's expecting.
His wife. Sorry.
So
I have to.
So like yes, but the word expecting? No, he's also expecting a baby. He's not pregnant. They're not pregnant, but expecting.
Okay, all right.
Expecting is fine.
Okay, Grant and Young LLC. You're about to go to court over this. I agree, but
he's also expecting.
I know, but like this is interesting. This is interesting because I do think expecting, when you zoom out, like that word means like you are. I get that.
You are anticipating the imminent arrival of a child.
I get it, Esquire, but but it's a word that has taken on like a new meaning to me, where it's like that's just a nice way of saying I have a baby in my belly. And I can't let a man expect.
Okay, all due respect, barrister. I'm like,
you can approach the bench.
I actually I chafe at euphemisms for pregnancy almost as much as I chafe at men. Because, like, why do we need a cutesy term for, like, I'm carrying a child, I'm pregnant?
No, I know. Okay.
Like, I'm expecting. I think I don't like the kind of like.
So your case is once again with the patriarchy.
It is. We're fighting the same.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Once again, we're on the same side of the law. But
no, because I definitely agree with that. That we should just be able to say like, this guy got me pregnant.
Right. Like, I guess I'm just like not for any phrase that means I'm pregnant that like somehow sanitizes it or cutes it up in a way.
That's true. But I also think that men can never really be expecting the way a woman can.
Of course not.
Because
So you don't think the same word should apply to?
Yes.
I think I get that.
And I think because like in my head there's so much gravitas attached to expecting in this space that I can't let a man expect.
If I'm hopeful?
Sorry.
What if I'm hopeful that men
sorry, Claire's a misandrist again.
No.
What if I believe in men?
What if I want to leave space for men to feel the gravitas of a child's arrival? What phrase would you say for a father?
I'm supporting my wife who's pregnant.
So, right, this guy I was talking to at the birthday party was supporting his wife who's pregnant.
Perfect. Okay, now he sounds like a great guy.
Anyway, I'm now realizing kind of my evolution of Shark Tank at weddings is pitching baby names at birthday
and
parties.
you know what? Expecting parents love.
Totally.
Suggestions.
Oh, he hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because I'm going real abstract with it.
Of course, yeah.
I'm trying to introduce like the next like dumb monoculture trend.
Right, you're like, what about Thimble?
Thimble. I think names that rhyme with last name are kind of like, come on, think about it.
You're trying to Kardashian your kids then.
No, rhyme, not alliteration.
No, I don't.
Sorry.
Wow. Hey, so a poem is actually different from an alliteration, just so you know.
Sorry.
A couplet
I
is
am
different.
not being very generous to my friend Siege today.
No. I'm just joshing with you. I do think I think that's crazy though.
Totally, but what if?
But what if?
Oh,
but also so many last names. Like, what are you even suggesting? Because so many last names are so strange that I can't imagine, like, not us, we have very, like, Grant and Young, like, very...
And actually, maybe I'll name my kid Grant.
Oh.
Grant Young.
And also Young, it would be fun if I named a kid Young, because it would be like, this is young Grant over here. Like, that's kind of... Exactly. It's like sort of flipping Junior on its head.
See, this is the kind of pitching we need to be doing.
Okay, all right, I'm back.
And these parents hate it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, these men supporting their pregnant partners hate it.
Supporting their wives who are pregnant. Yeah.
Supporting their wives who are pregnant, yeah. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop until...
And, yeah, no, you absolutely shouldn't. What did you pitch?
Properly seeded trends into the zeitgeist. Well, I can't because it's so respective to his last name.
I can't because he's probably going to choose it. So. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I was really trying to like think of the whole name.
Yeah. No, I do like that. I think more people. Well, I don't know. I think more people need to take into account the full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that I liked. It was so the woman who's pregnant.
Yeah.
In question had a Mick name. MC. Whatever.
Yeah.
And so, I think she's an MAC.
Okay, a Mac.
And so they were thinking Mac as a name, which I like.
Oh, I do like that.
Because she changed her name when she got married. But Mac then as the first name for the kid. And I was like, well...
Mac is also really cool.
It's a very cool name. Yeah. And I was like, would it just be Mac? Or would you...
Mackenzie.
Or, like, I think Mac is often, like, Mac Miller. It's a nickname for Malcolm. Yeah, which I think is a really good name.
Yeah, I think so, too. It's just so, like, Irish.
Oh, it's so cute, though.
Yeah, no, it's cute.
Okay, I call Malcolm. Nobody take that one. Can I have it?
Yeah, you can have it.
Okay. All right, stupid heads. Nobody take Malcolm.
Oh my god. The way you just thought I was about to be like, I want it.
I like the name Malcolm, though, but but the feedback I was getting was like, just Mac. And I was like, I think that's
a little... There's something like Catholic in me where it's like, give your kid a real name.
Heavy formal name.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have a government.
Yeah. Like they should have to have a name that will be like cause some suffering.
You should have to correct a teacher each and every time you do roll call.
Yeah.
I'm constantly shocked at how liberal we get with what Mary is. Oh yeah, her name's Carmel, but it's Mary. Like that's for Mary, you know?
That's so true.
Regina, Mary.
It's because no one actually wants to be named Mary. So it's like but it's like the biggest name for Catholic women.
It's the big one, yeah. But yeah, I'm like, actually no, that's not Mary.
Yeah, it's Regina.
Mary's Mary. Yeah. And I don't mean to be reductive about different languages, but
no, I think that,
these are all like Irish Catholic people.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Oh, yeah, I agree. So that I was pitching baby names. I think I'm going to get really like kind of into that.
Okay, I love that journey for you.
And people stand up whole consultancies around that exact
That's
enterprise.
So true, yeah.
So look out for the next Book Stupid kind of branch.
Sorry, this is reminding me about how I'm kind of sometimes like on the side a trend spotter.
Sure.
It's a trend predictor, if you will. And how I have been saying the Upper East Side is about to like have its moment.
Yeah.
Someone said in the car last night, "Oh yeah, I heard the other day that the Upper East Side is going to be the West Village in 3 years."
I think it's just because all the West Village girls... I actually don't think that's flattering.
I think it's trust me, I think it's not what I want. I just think that's what's going to happen.
They're all going to get married and want 2 bedrooms, and then they're going to...
No, I think it's slightly different.
You think?
I think, yes, the West Village girls are going to move up here, but I think the younger crop of West Village...
Interesting.
I think that age group is going to shift up here.
Interesting. I mean, Cafe Mod is a harbinger of evil.
I completely agree. I know. And listen, I did get a nice latte from there the other day.
That's fucking crazy. You walked in for a latte?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you had to sit
there's
down.
A window.
There's a window.
Which is really nice. You know, we
Fuck,
love a
that is
window.
nice. Cafe Mod used to be 5 Miles Down.
Yeah, which was like a fun, shitty, divey bar with 2 floors.
And like an Upper East Side institution.
Yeah, yeah, and they replaced it with this West Village slop called Cafe Mod.
Yeah. And it always...
Okay. Well, you know, I'm saying West Village like in a pejorative.
West Village.
Yeah.
And it has always had the like cool kind of balcony around the second
Yeah.
floor, which feels very New Orleans to me. It's
Yeah,
like,
it is, yeah.
got like little stools and you can sit on this like kind of very narrow balcony just looking out at Second.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's always had that, but now TikTok is like, the hottest club is Cafe Mod. Look at this fucking balcony. Yeah, you know, it existed when it was 5 Miles Down.
Yeah, and it was
dingy and sticky and
better.
it was spiritually better. I'm a hater about
I
Cafe Mod.
am a hater, and there's always a line. And get out those maps. I live right there, and it's like I'm trying to go home, and the block is like completely clogged.
They have a window for coffee though.
The window for coffee is gonna change my life, I fear.
Yeah.
Because during the day it's like not so bad. It's like, but as soon as like the sun starts to go down, it's like 25-year-olds have flocked to Cafe Mod.
It is young.
Yeah.
To your point.
I think the neighborhood's about to change, which is, listen,
it's about time we go to Brooklyn anyway.
Whatever, I can't talk about that right now.
Sorry. Let's talk about baby names again. Yeah.
Well, I want to hear about Wicked, if you don't mind.
And then the second kind of big event of my weekend was a performance of Wicked, helmed by 2 birthday baddies, Angela and Emma. So Emma was Glinda and Ange was Elphaba, and then we, you know, fleshed out the cast. There were like good turnout. I mean, I had never been to a space like this. So it's like a rehearsal space. It's for arts writ large. It's like kind of a narrow building on the Upper West, and you just every floor is rehearsal practice space for like dancers, singers, whatever. These are common kind of like buildings across New York, a city where arts flourish.
Yeah. I've done many sketch practices in said building.
Like, it's cool. And I felt, you kind of feel like...
The energy. Yeah.
You're like, wait, I stand with the arts.
Yeah.
And I loved being in the space. And then I walk in the room and they got a great turnout. Like, and people put their whole Wickedosies into it. Like, come on. I Thank You for Asking was Fanny.
Yeah. Famously played by Bowen Yang in Wicked, because otherwise I don't know who Fanny is, so just to ground everyone.
It's Bowen Yang. Yeah. I had 3 lines as Fanny.
Okay. Any singing?
No.
No, none?
Well, chorus.
Okay, I was going to say.
All.
Yeah, chorus and all.
Yeah. And then I was also first official, and I only had 1 line as first official, and it was... what was that?
Get out of here, goat.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that.
It was... Get out of here, goat!
You would never say that to a goat.
I wouldn't. I would never.
I know.
It was
Your heart stands with goats,
super upsetting. And Joops, producer Joops, was
Dr. Dillerman.
Dr. Dillerman, the goat in question.
Yeah.
And she
that's brutal.
It was brutal, and I was sitting next to her, so I really like turned and yelled in her face, and she looked like a goat. She was wearing floppy goat ears,
I could cry.
goat paws, goat hooves.
Oh, goat hooves.
Oh, it broke my heart. And obviously Wicked is an allegory for just discrimination against people, but the animal part really does tug on the heartstrings.
No, they picked the right allegory, I'll say
for
that.
Sure. Which is super sad, because I think often people care more about animals than each other.
True.
But I was really upset while they're talking about, like, when you cage animals, they lose their ability to talk and even their will to live. And I'm looking at Joops, like, kind of tearing up, and she's like, "You're thinking of Hector?"
I was about to say, like, are we thinking about someone special?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah. She's like, Hector's okay.
Yeah, Hector is okay.
No, Wicked showed me he's not.
No, Hector's okay.
Yeah, but mainly it was very fun. I really enjoyed going to live theater.
Yeah.
And these girls can sing down.
I know.
Like,
it's really stupid.
They're so good.
Yeah.
It is a very challenging
Yeah.
score, music, I don't know.
Yeah.
And not a note missed.
No.
I wanted to throw my shoe.
Get out of here, goat! You wanted to throw your shoe at Jubes.
Jennifer Hudson used to do that when she was a judge on The Voice.
She'd throw her shoe?
When something was really good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah, so happy birthday to two wonderful stupid heads and even better singers.
Yeah, oh, that was nice.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're really, really good. So that kind of rounds out my weekend.
Well, that sounds really good. I was so sad to miss Wicked, and I was kind of hoping to get out with you guys last night, but I don't know what time. What time did it wrap?
I was back by 6.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I'll just walk across the park. Because, get your maps out. I just live right across the park.
We won't say which one, though.
But Global Citizen was happening in the
Oh,
park.
yeah.
So it was best of luck, stupid.
not
No.
possible.
I had so many interactions with the police because I just start down the path and then the police would pop out and say, not today, lady. Turn me right around.
I gotta get home.
Yeah. But actually the 86 Traverse was open.
Oh, that's good.
Get your maps out.
That sounds awesome.
And do you know who headlined Global Citizen?
Ooh, no,
I
yeah.
could kind of hear. I gotta stop alluding to where I live. I got like secondhand concert while I was.
Yeah.
trying to
I
get
love
him.
that.
Totally, I
Yeah.
love it. Unfortunately, hosted by none other than Hugh Jackman.
Tough.
We're
God.
famous
Is
Hugh
that guy
Jackman
like in
haters.
debt? Like, he's got so many different kinds of
Divorce.
gigs.
He has to pay for the divorce.
Who's he divorcing?
His long-time beard.
Yeah.
Deborah.
His Deb. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. He was like shaking his groin like nobody.
You love watching him shake his groin in his jeans, though.
But he wasn't wearing his jeans, so I wasn't that interested. No, the headliners, none other than Shakira
Sick.
and Cardi B.
Wow.
Pretty good.
That's very good.
They were. It was one of those, like guess who's playing tonight,
Yeah.
and the guys on the sidewalk were trying to sell like jingle jangle. Sorry. Jingle
You were
jangle.
saying jingle jangle? That's for my Riverdale heads. You stay away from that. I know what that can do.
I've never watched Riverdale, but this has turned my ass up.
Okay, sorry. What were they selling?
That's jingly, like a hip scarf.
Oh, fun.
Really cool.
Did you
yeah.
pick one up just to have? To
I
have
already-
it told?
I have one at home.
I
So
believe that.
didn't need it. But even that wasn't enough for me to guess Shakira. I was
Yeah,
just like, how
well, that's
fun.
fair.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds really great. Sorry, I don't know why I keep doing that. Like, that sounds cool. That sounds awesome.
So what have you been consuming, huh?
Not a lot, because I've been on the wedding circuit. So
Right.
I've just been kind of like, doing my best to stay alive.
Yeah.
But I have been watching, so I want to kind of get into something maybe slightly problematic, if you
Sure,
don't mind.
please.
Okay. I texted my brother, because I've been in like I have to just read his text because it's funny. I've been in kind of like a crime procedural / true crime like vibe
To kind of self-soothe.
to self-soothe. So I texted, but like, and Chris, my brother, often has like good recommendations for things when I'm like really like lost, So I texted him the other day.
You needed a man to show you the way.
Yeah, I needed a man to help me expect which which show to watch.
A man to support you while you looked for a show.
Yeah. Why can't I find? Okay, here it is. So I texted him in desperate need of a crime procedural, and he said, "Have I pushed CB Strike on you yet?"
Does he share that penchant?
Yeah.
for
Oh, yeah.
procedurals?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, he tried to get me to watch, like, he's like, a lot of my memories of my brother growing up is like we're watching NCIS.
Amazing.
But he goes, I said, "Oh, I haven't heard about it." I said, "Pitch it." And he said, "What you're probably not going to like is that it's based on a J.K. Rowling book series published under her pseudonym. What you are going to like is that it's about a ragtag team of a brooding detective and a cheerful woman working together in a real will they, won't they." And I said, you had me in the second half.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I hate J.K. Rowling. I do.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course,
she's a
of course.
psycho bitch.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't want to the thing about Harry Potter is, like, that is, like, not going anywhere. We are, like...
It's kind of, like, unimpeachable IP.
Exactly. Like, she is grandfathered in with... Although I'm sure she would hate for me to say grandfathered. She is grandfathered in with Harry Potter. Like, that is, like... What is the word? Like, that's our version of Shakespeare, I feel like. Like, she just, like, she made something incredible, like, unbelievably incredible with that, and, like, we can't take that from her, no matter how psycho she is on the internet.
Correct.
And I think, like, I have actually a lot of, like, respect for her for that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, so I guess but I'm like, do we keep letting her make stuff, and do we give it air? Because I do think she's, like, a really talented creator, but I hate... Like, I'm trying to have a conversation about art and artists, I guess, right now.
Totally, yeah.
And because it's like, is it okay, I guess, to, like, watch this? I don't know what I'm trying to...
And it's like, okay, if someone's opinions evolve...
Yeah.
Can we reasonably assume that work she creates now during this period where she's being very vocally wrong...
Yeah.
...on a lot of things we care about, like... Can we reasonably assume her work will reflect that worldview, will reflect those
Which I will say,
ideas.
like, I don't know how involved she is in the show version of this work, because she wrote the books, I guess, that it's based on, under a pen name.
Which, I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
What's her pen name?
Robert Galbraith.
Robert Galbraith.
Yeah.
Okay, when you said grandfathered, should I take issue with that? No, I don't think she's taking umbrage, actually, because...
Yeah.
Actually, Jinx Monsoon did a really great fucking bit on this in a Z-Way interview. Okay. But Jinx is like, oh, so, like, JK wanted to be perceived as a man to get the... Like, she just, like, felt like that was the right match for her work.
Yeah.
And, like, it's like, fuck you.
It's all very meta in the wrong way. Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's insane. It's very hypocritical. And, like, that's ultimately, like, so much of what makes her an intolerable person to me. It's, like, that hypocrisy and, like, willful ignorance of her own kind of, like, privilege and or even, like, a exploration of the same themes she shuts down. Like, it's like, bro, you're out here publishing under a male's name. Yeah. For commercial purposes. To be taken seriously. Because you feel like that's right for the work. Like, how do you not
see the whole... How do you not have more nuanced views on gender if you are gonna be out here doing that? Right. Even.
When her whole thing is, like... And, like, remember that post? God, it's something... She felt that she'd won some kind of, like, moral victory. Yeah. In some instance. I don't remember if it was, like, legislation was passed or whatever. Right. I'm sure it was. It was, like, probably evil legislation passed by T2. And J.K. Rowling celebrated it with a picture of herself on a yacht with a cigar and a glass of whiskey neat. Yeah. That was the picture. I'm like...
It's like, you're so close to getting the point.
You're so close. Even in this picture, celebrating this, like... devastating blow for trans rights. You are actively, like, cosplaying male success. Yeah. In a like, you're desperate to be seen as a successful male.
Yeah, which is, like, I do think, not to get too into it, but, like, it is, like, when you're, like, hypersensitive about something, like, trans rights, it's, like, I think you need to do some soul search. Like, it's usually because, like, you maybe have, like... I don't want to, you know... I don't know what her deal is, but it's like you might have something like the hate in your heart is probably because you have like some like insecurity or like sorry.
No, yeah.
I think like I'm not trying to make excuses for her. I'm just saying that like she should probably do some soul searching.
And while she does, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. And I will say like where I net out on this is like I'm gonna watch the show.
Yeah. And I'm gonna watch the Harry Potter HBO show.
Yeah. Like I think she's a really talented creator, which is tough. But I think it's always important to remember that she is the person behind these things, and if you look for it, you can see that she's got issues. That like or like that she has these beliefs like leak into her work.
Exactly.
Because like. The premise of the show is like it's this like sort of like cranky detective who's like drinks too much and is also an amputee. And he's like running this like private investigation business, and he ends up like hiring this temp who's like this gorgeous redheaded woman, and there's like sexual tension, and it's
which is just
awesome.
self-insertion, but
right,
like a gorgeous redheaded woman. Okay.
But then also the female character is written in like kind of a way where I'm like, it is giving Robert Galbraith. I'm like, she really stepped into the role of like a male author here. Again, I don't know how much of this is like the book versus the TV show, but like this woman is like one of her important like characteristics is that she's on a diet, and she's like also so thin, and it's like she keeps like, I guess I don't know if she's getting married, she's engaged, she's getting married, and the whole thing is like she only like every day like the boss will be like, do you want something for lunch, and she'll be like, it's miso soup day, like
which no professional woman, even if you are on a diet, you like
right talk about it. yeah
it's miso soup day.
Well, then also there's a point where like again like she's engaged, but it's like clear that they like want to fuck, and there's a part where like they're looking over like photos from the investigation, and this guy is like grabbing this woman's ass, and the way she reacts to that is to say, I hate when men do that in public, which is not something like it's, and then he has like a small reaction to it. It's clear that it's meant to be like she's like wants to talk about like getting felt up with her boss, and I'm like, no woman would ever say that. And so my whole thing is, I'm just like, does J.K. Rowling just hate women, and like this is how it's like, I don't know. So I think it's important to keep an eye out for Selena when you consume her stuff, and like I want to be clear that I think she sucks, and like we should be making TV shows from other creators and not her, but I do think she's a very talented creator, and like I'm still gonna consume her content, I fear.
Okay. Actually, I'm glad you raised this, because one of my examples for our writing catch up later is from Philip Roth, and he's like honestly one of my favorite authors.
Yeah.
I think he's so talented, but like his off-page stuff, which does bleed into the work too.
Yeah.
Like, he was a misogynist.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
I mean, that's kind of like my whole thing with male authors in general, is like you always have to keep an eye out for Selena with them, because they're gonna be Yeah.
Anyway, but do you like the show so far?
Oh yeah. I'm just eating it up. My brother was like, he said, just so you know, you're gonna have to pay attention.
Okay, so he does know you down.
Yeah.
Like,
he was like, it is kind of like there are a lot of characters, and it's like a big mystery, and I was like, okay, no, this is good for me actually. Like I need like a TV show that's kind of a Rubik's Cube, because otherwise I'll just sit there on my phone.
I similarly have been, I just haven't had the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The one thing I did start again, which it's new season airing now, season 5, Slow Horses on Apple TV.
I tried to get into this. Is this the one where like people die and they come back, or am I making that up?
No, that maybe was. Are we talking? No.
I don't know.
No. No, it's kind of like the rejects of MI6.
Okay. Ooh.
Are relegated to Slough House, which like everyone then
turns into
Slough House, and then Slow Horses. Yeah, it's like these like slow horses put them down.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I think generally like, so they're doing it week over week, releasing episodes, so you can't just like take the whole season down, which is my preference with this particular series, but that's okay. We're on, again, season 5, so they've now, like, the first season, the premise is, like, the main guy you're kind of following, River, has kind of been wrongly relegated. He was set up.
Okay.
He was one of MI6's, like, most promising recruits because he comes from, like, a long line of very, very high-achieving spies. Like, I think his grandfather, like, ran the whole thing.
Okay.
And so he was, like, the darling coming up, the Nepo spy, and he was set up in his final test in becoming an agent, and was then kicked to the curb to Slough House, whatever.
Okay.
So he, like, the premise is, like, it's so frustrating, but it's temporary. Like, I'll prove myself, and then I get out. I get to go back to the park.
But then does he get, like, swept away by the sands of slow horses?
So, like, yes.
Yeah,
but
the
then
charm.
One of the things I wanted to say about this show is, like, it's one of those shows where everyone is so mean to each other all the time.
Okay.
And it gets hard to believe that, like, they care about each other.
Okay, got it.
And I have to believe they care about each other for them to keep, like, surmounting these impossible challenges.
Yeah.
Like, but it's really rough and tumble, and they go through horrible stuff together, but it doesn't seem to soften the way they talk to each other.
Okay, cool.
And I'm just kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
Season 5, and we're still just saying
like what?
unnecessarily cruel things to each other. Like, this is a spoiler, but end of season 4, one of their own is killed.
Okay.
And also, they just keep getting put in these, like, really, really high stakes tests.
Yeah.
Where they continually succeed.
Okay.
Like, it is so clear that these agents actually are some of the best.
Okay.
And then it's like, okay, so that initial premise of, like, this is temporary, you succeed, you'll go back to the park. It's like, why hasn't that happened yet?
Yeah.
Because, like, they keep pulling off unbelievable feats.
Right, like, what will it take?
Yeah, and part of it is, like, there was a lot of corruption within the main institution.
Okay.
And so, like, that's been an impediment to them being absorbed back in, because, like,
Yeah.
the same corruption that set River up to, like, be kicked there in the first place was much more diffuse across, but whatever. But end of season 4, one of their own is killed, and his partner, who was very, very close with him, is having a hard time. Episode 1 of season 5.
Yeah.
And they're just treating her like dog shit. They're like, hey, fuck you, girl. Get over it. You're crazy. And then, so she saves the life of another of the agents in episode 1.
Yeah.
And she keeps trying to say, like, no, someone tried to kill Ho. Like, someone tried to plow him down with the truck.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, they didn't. Like, you're seeing things because you're still overreacting to the death of your last partner. Meanwhile, in other scenes, it becomes clear they all believe her. They're just gaslighting her.
Oh my god, why?
I know, they're so mean to each other. I don't even, like, it's...
Also, I feel like the whole point of, like, having these, like, really... Like, is there any glimmer of, like, do they ever have, like, soft moments?
Yes, but, like,
okay.
too few and far between.
Okay.
And then the roughness that...
You need to be held a little more.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm out of here, man. And no work-life balance.
Yeah.
They work all the time.
See, I love a show like that where it's like, can't stop thinking about the case. Even when I'm trying to go to sleep.
I've never watched this.
I know. I should.
That's good.
I feel like it's been pitched to me before, possibly even by my brother.
Yeah.
But
Gary Oldman is, like, the head of Slough House.
Okay.
And great actor.
Yeah.
Truly viscerally disgusting in this role. You're like, oh god, he's so nasty.
They're like, someone should be mean to him. About how he looks.
He's so mean. He's really mean.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, maybe once I get through CB Strike, I
Sure.
can, engage with that media.
Yeah, totally. I invite you to join me.
I think I would love to. Do you watch it with Mittens? This feels like a show a man might like.
He dips in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly we watch Project Runway.
Right, which I hear is really good this season.
We watched the finale yesterday.
Okay, were you
good.
pleased?
Yes, I correctly predicted the winner. He did not.
Okay, all right.
I won't give away any more than that, but it was fun. Yeah, it was a great season.
I love that.
Too short, 10 episodes, not enough.
I heard there was a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil twins.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, there was a pair of evil twins.
Okay, awesome.
And they drove a lot of it. Yeah, it was good. There was also a contestant, VJ, who hated the evil twins.
Yeah.
And she would, like, really just always stirring the pot. And she'd be like, why is everyone being so mean to me? Which loved
Love
that.
her.
Perfect dynamic. Yeah.
Someone on Slow Horses needs to say that. Why is everybody being so mean to me?
So mean. Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to also ask, like, do you have any predictions for the Taylor Swift album coming out this
We should
weekend?
note that we're recording this. This is the last one we
Yeah.
record before it comes out.
Before the, what is it called again? Why am I, like...
Life of a Showgirl.
Life of a Showgirl. This one is, like, not getting my rocks off in the way that, like, other Taylor Swift albums have. Like, even, like, I loved Tortured Poets. I feel like I've probably said that on this album or this podcast before. But, like, I stan that album, and I'm feeling like this is going to be a return to, like, Midnight's era, which I'm like is not my culture. I like Midnight's, but it's not my culture. I like the 30 really sad songs on Tortured Poets. That's kind of my culture.
Yeah.
About a 3-month situationship. that is like
she is a little self-indulgent on her sad songs like Tortured Poets, where she's overwriting. Take one metaphor off.
Some of them, yeah, but I think the issue with Tortured Poets is that a lot of the really good stuff got lost in the sauce because it's a really long album, and the stuff that like got circulated a lot, I feel like wasn't that good, whereas like there are songs on there that are like some of her best in my opinion.
Yeah, no, Life of a Showgirl, I didn't realize was coming out next week.
I didn't either. So. Someone the other day was like, oh, well, next weekend we'll have a new Taylor Swift album. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, my body, like, normally I'm like, I feel like can't think about anything else, kind of like having mental illness about it.
And even Taylor herself, like, she's been texting us all, like, another vinyl drop! Get it, you sloppy pigs! But even she is, like, busy at Selena's wedding.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Did you see her at Selena's wedding?
No.
She was wearing a red bridesmaid's dress.
Cute. She's a bridesmaid?
Yeah, unless this was like an AI generated image that appeared on my on my Twitter feed. I really didn't look into it at all. So do not hold me to that.
I did see Selena posted, but it was just her and Benny.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of like stuff, like we were getting images constantly yesterday from the wedding. I felt like.
Well, you're on the wedding circuit, so you might be getting different media.
True. That's so true.
Yeah. But yeah, you want to talk predictions?
Well, I guess. Oh, well, I wasn't. Do you have any hard?
No, but I do think it will sound more like Midnight's 1989.
My hope is that it is, because I think I get nervous whenever Taylor talks a lot and like talks a big game. Like that's never good. If she's saying like this is my best album in 3 years, it's gonna be the worst album we've ever heard in my life. So like that makes me a little nervous that she was like, this is my next 1989. I'm like, ooh, that means it's gonna be bad. Like I like it when she's quiet.
Do you like it that Antonoff has his paws off this time?
I do. I'm sorry. I really like Jack Antonoff and like I like when they work together, but I think it's time for her to And I do think, like, her best pop music has been at the hands of Shellback and Max Martin. Mm-hmm. So I am excited. I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't know, though. Her loudness and her silence are both scaring me in a way that's, like, I don't really know what's going to happen next weekend. But I think I think there's going to be some bangers. That's my...
Will you stay up till midnight
to
do a listen through?
Yeah,
stay up till midnight. Siege at midnight is always like...
I'm like, anyone got a project?
Right. She's like, I should start assembling a piece of IKEA furniture right now.
Oh, that's classic me. I'll be awake, so I will. But whenever if there's like a big album like that, I will also just like make a conscious effort to be awake. So yeah, I'm excited for my midnight list, and it usually pays off. Tortured Poets like ruined my week because it was like, by the time I finished listening to it, it was like, oh, here's 14 more songs, and I was like, well, I obviously have to listen to those too. Yeah. So then I was up till like 4 a.m. It's crazy. I need to have better boundaries with myself. Anyway, I do think that I wish I had like my only hard predictions are that I think there's going to be like 1 to 2 bangers, but I feel we're going to be ultimately disappointed.
Yeah, I think that's probably likely.
Yeah, I also don't think that the imagery is super cohesive. Like, I don't know.
No. Nor is it particularly good.
Right. There are some images where I'm like...
Hot.
Exactly. But then I'm like, do I just think she's hot?
Right.
Which I do, for the record.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all for that, I would say.
Crushed it.
So, this week's exercise, we sort of were thinking about setting as a character. Because oftentimes I think some of our favorite books, movies even, the setting is like so important to the plot and to like the characters themselves that it becomes a character. So our goal for this week was to pick 2 books where setting is a character and kind of dig into that.
Totally. I love a book with a strong sense of place that feels like transportive or like deeply familiar if it's a place that I know well.
Totally.
love that. That's why we love, like, Something at the Beach. That's why we keep going to fucking Cousins.
Yeah, that's why we can't stay away.
We can't stay away from Cousins.
We have a timeshare in Cousins.
And honestly, Cousins was probably an inspo time.
Yeah.
This exercise.
Actually, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we each chose two
books with where place is central.
Yeah. That's sad. My first book, I've talked now, I think, pretty exhaustively, perhaps. I've belabored the point that my book that I'm writing is a New York book.
Okay.
And
I'm saying okay as if this is the first time you've said that. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. No, I meant, okay.
Yeah, I just, it's important to me. And New York is such a vibrant setting that I feel it often becomes very central, whether you want it to or not. One exception, I would say, I talked last week about Park Avenue. Mm-hmm. Literally, I picked it up because it was called Park Avenue. Talk about a New York book where you don't get New York at all. None. Next to none. Even, like, the moments that are in, because they do a lot of, like, flying off to different places, but, like, the moments that are in New York, it's like, has this person ever been to New York? Yeah. And it just, like, substitute in any rich person's...
Cafe Mod.
It's very Cafe Mod. Without even, like, really understanding what Cafe Mod is.
Cafe Mod is the Rizzler to me.
I'm just going to say it again for the people in the back. Don't read Park Avenue. It was bad. Okay, but the book I chose is a New York book. The first I chose. It's Pineapple Street by Jenny Jackson. Mm-hmm. What I really loved about this book is setting is super important, but she kind of does, like, Russian nesting doll settings. Okay. Where, like, she gets really fine grained with it, where the house, the family home, a limestone in Brooklyn Heights, is, like, that is one setting onto itself, where it's this whole world, and it's like different characters react to different ways. For some members of this family that the whole novel surrounds, it's like this very precious kind of like entombment of their family tradition. But for newer people to the family, like in-laws that just married in, they're like, this is a suffocating literal coffin of your family history. Like, I can't live in this space, but it's, you know, like tradition on that, the kind of microcosmic level of family. Like, this is, but then you get the stacking of, like, okay, you've got the limestone, the Stockton family townhouse, and then you've got the fruit streets in Brooklyn Heights. Yes. So, like, now we go, like, a little bit wider with it, where there's this just, like, enclave within Brooklyn Heights that's, like, very traditional. Like, most of the buildings are protected by, like, you know, the landmark association, whatever. Yeah. And, like, they are differentiated for living on the fruit streets because they're so prestigious. Yeah. And then I think the final, like, nesting doll is Brooklyn Heights itself, which is a neighborhood that's, yes, deeply, like, historic, but is also, like, now so moneyed in, like, new ways that it's, like, this, you know, like, certainly there are transplants into it, but, like, it's kind of this, like, affluent Brooklyn neighborhood with a broader mix of people in it. And, like, I loved the compounding effect of, like, setting in this book because it functioned as, like, kind of an example of this social stratification that so many of the characters rely on. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you might live in Brooklyn Heights, but you don't live on the fruit streets. Or you might live in the fruit streets, but you don't live in, like, this fucking limestone. Like this. Yeah. And so, like, it was really, because you're looking at the whole package and you're like, Brooklyn Heights generally is, like, this lifestyle, this, like, location that's, it feels so impenetrable. It's very exclusive. It's very prestigious, whatever. But then within it, there are all kinds of, like, additional kind of, like, differentiators that certain people, like, kind of create and then reinforce as a means to, like, elevate themselves or their importance, their power. And it was just, like, really, really well done, I think.
Yeah, it feels very, like,
Please.
Did she grow up in the, like, it feels very lived.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't spent a lot of time in Brooklyn Heights, but it's, like, it's so realistic, and it is, like, I love that you get the neighborhood vibe, but then you really get the, like, kind of, like, insular politics of that neighborhood. Yeah. Like, there are still all kinds of hierarchies within.
Right. Like, it's both, you're kind of like, oh, I want to live there, but then you're also like, this is disgusting at the same time.
Uh-huh. And, like, so much of it relies on tradition.
Yeah.
And you really have, like, you don't get that inclusion, that, like, top tier status in this setting unless you have a 3-generation-old limestone.
Yeah.
And, like, that is what so much of it comes down to.
Yeah.
And you can be someone who marries into that family and moves into that limestone, but you're going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You're never going to feel at home in that limestone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even know that I loved the book that much, but I thought the setting itself was one of the most redemptive aspects of the book.
This was a book club book that we read, right? And I remember being like, I don't think that this, like, I don't love this, but I, like, ate it up.
Totally.
And also I think, like, what I like about this choice is that, like, the house is also sort of like a plot point, right? Where it's like who gets the house,
and
or
there's like a fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think there's fire too.
Yeah.
Where like the house like brings people together, like it's a forcing function, which is something I really like when setting is like makes shit happen in the book.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
I think like spending time in Brooklyn Heights is one of the main reasons I did eat it up.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Because it was interesting.
Yeah. Also, this is reminding me of a book with my book club pick from 2 months ago, which was Blue Sisters.
Yeah.
And they also have like an apartment in the Upper West Side where it's like there's a lot of like some people have bad memories, some people have good memories, but it like is the thing that brings them together.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like The Dutch House by Anne Patchett.
Oh, totally. That's a great book. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah.
But similar, yeah, I think there are a lot of books where like house becomes
house is like
big. What I liked was house. In particular to Pineapple Street, house within
greater
within Fruit Streets within neighborhood.
Yeah, that is a good.
Like,
I like the phrase nesting dolls settings. That was good.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Cool.
Give me one of yours.
So I did 2 romance novels, and the first one I chose was one of both of our favorites, actually, and it's not an Emily Henry book.
Yeah, we've kind of soured on her.
Yeah, she's Allie Hazelwood is the new top girl. But one of our other top girls, Catherine Walsh.
Yeah, and she's more of an indie. I love her.
Yeah, she's more of an indie. People like don't. I think because she's Irish, people don't know, at least in America, much about her.
And ain't that the way it goes?
It's so true.
Justice for Ireland.
But it's her first book of hers that I read, that we both read, Holiday Romance. We read it in Ireland together.
Yes.
And it is just such a special book. I like found myself as I was trying to, because I picked a quote from this one, and I found myself being like getting sucked back in, where I was like, I want to read this book again, but I can't.
Let's wait for the holiday season.
I know. I'm also, both of mine are Christmas books too. Also,
which is kind of like a setting.
That's true. Yeah, Christmas is a
part of setting. Yeah.
So, but what I like about this book, so the premise is that it's these 2 Irish people living in Chicago who they meet on a flight like 10 years ago when the book starts, and they're both going home to Ireland for Christmas, and then they like kind of strike up a friendship, and they end up always flying home together for the holidays, and it's like the one time a year where they like reconnect. And so the book follows like the book takes place over this present day flight to Ireland, and then it's interspersed with like the past flights, and you see that it's a Friends to Lovers that I absolutely devoured.
It's so good.
It's so good. And what I really, the setting that it's kind of like an unusual choice, I feel like, to do airplanes and airports as a setting.
Yeah.
And it's a really good forcing function of like, there's all this like shit to do at airports when you're delayed, like getting a drink at the bar, or getting a drink at a different bar, or getting some duty-free cigarettes. Like, there's just a lot of like hijinks you can get into at an airport.
A lot of vices.
A lot of vices, yeah. And a lot of like, I don't know, it's kind of romantic. Well, the airport is romantic randomly.
Totally. Oh my God, yeah.
So like, there is just like, I really like that as like and there's like, I think in the present day, I haven't read the book in a while, it's that the flight gets like super delayed, and then they end up having to take like a bunch of different flights, and like, I don't know, I just, there's something about like the chaos and also the comfort of an airport that is like a good plot device.
For sure. And like you're saying, inherently and for whatever reason, like, universally romantic.
Yeah, and sexual.
Sexual. Like, you make eye contact at the gate with the other person your age.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like, stop hitting on me.
Yeah, literally. Like, why are you in love with me?
Yeah.
And then there's also this other, it's like also this great like meeting point over the course of every year where it's like kind of like they do like a referendum on their year, like who are you dating? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. It's like a really good plot device to me. And I wanted to just, and then also like you have the air, it's kind of the nesting dolls, you have the airport, and then you have the airplane, which is like major forced proximity vibes. Totally. And like, oh my god, we're sitting next to each other on the plane for 6 hours. What if I fall asleep and put my head on your shoulder? What would happen then?
Especially year over year where you can premeditate that kind of event. Like,
yeah.
Maybe I'll be sleeping on his shoulder.
Yeah. Also, like, because I don't want to actually read the passage, but like I decided, but the passage I chose was like the first year they have this flight together where they kind of like, it's not like they leave the flight being like, okay, bye, like never gonna see you again. The second year they're on the same flight again by coincidence, and the only seat left on the plane is right next to her, which I'm confused because assigned seating, but he's like, you know, there's all this stuff of like shoving the luggage up and like making eye contact, and then oh my god, we're sitting next to each other for the 6-hour flight again. So I just love that so much. And what was I also gonna say? I couldn't possibly remember. But some of my favorite movies have like airport.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. There's that Netflix movie that I really like, Love at First Sight, which ChatGPT title. But where they're like on a plane and they like fall in love in 6 hours.
And she wears hooves.
She wears hooves. She does. She totally does.
Which is what I call, outside of what Jupes literally wore as Dr. Dolman the Goat.
Yeah.
Hooves are those platform chunky heel shoes.
Yeah. You guys know.
Hooves.
Yeah, they're hooves. It's just so obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like a quirky girl who wears hooves, but also falls in love on the airport. And then like there's like, I think also because like these flights are often like overnight, and of course night is romantic. Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, it's for sure romantic.
Yeah.
I also just want to note, CJ, and this is probably why the book Holiday Romance imprinted on us so dramatically. Yeah. We were, again, in Ireland.
Yeah.
Just before it was the holiday season. It was the end of November.
Yeah.
It was, Christmas was dawning.
Yeah.
And we were both reading it in any like spare moment we could snatch. But
I know what you're gonna say.
We were staying with our friend Kira in one of her spare rooms in the attic. We were in twin beds, kind of a few feet away from each other, and we like would like stay up talking, and it was time to go to sleep. And I was reading it on the Kindle app on my phone, like low light. But Siege would I would think she was asleep, and I'd pull my phone out to keep reading Holiday Romance because I was addicted. And she'd be like, "Are you reading? Are you reading right now?" She was like so worried about me getting ahead of her.
Yeah,
and vice versa. I was worried about you getting ahead.
Yeah, well, because I started it first, I think.
Yeah,
and I was like, she's gonna catch up to me, and then I was like, don't pass me. I thought you were gonna say the time that we were reading it on the train from Dublin to Galway, and I like dropped my bag on like a man. So it's kind of meta in that way.
No, but that is good.
Yeah, that was my first one.
Okay, love. Yeah. Also, when they're in Ireland, outside of just the flying of it all, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, and the Chicago, Dublin, like having the two sides is nice too.
Yeah.
It's just a perfect book. God, I love her. Also, like one of my ideas for my second book, once I finish this one, is kind of like an airplane romance. So,
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Then they go get another drink. Then they go get another drink.
Duty-free cigarettes.
So I think I alluded to this before, that my next selection is a Philip Roth. It was the first work of his that I ever read, and I think I knew this at a time, but didn't remember until I looked it up today. It's his first published work ever.
Oh, wow.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because he went on to be a rather prolific author.
Yeah.
I read it for a novella class in college, and it is exactly that. So it's like, I think 130 pages, maybe.
Okay.
But
what
I remember...
classifies a novella? Just the size?
I
mean, length?
Yeah, I think it's the length. And then, like, there, I guess, are, like, content rigors that that correspond to that form.
Okay,
Like, you have to get stuff done faster, but I don't know. It's just short. It's a standard largely in like Latin and Central American writing too. I then went on to take a Latin American novella class.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh, I can breeze through these, but then I also did I kind of specialize in Latin American literature and Latin American economics. I was an econ English double major, and I like narrowed to that region.
Okay, LATAM queen.
LATAM. Yeah, never really got fluent in Spanish. Oops.
Yeah. You could have been a comparative lit major if you just done a little more Spanish.
If I had just done a little more Spanish, I could have had your degree.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I had to do so much French for my degree.
I had to do so much French, yeah. Okay, so Philip Roth, not a LatAm writer.
Yeah.
He is a Jersey king.
Yeah.
And what he's known for is rendering New Jersey
very well
in like, what's that
heartbreaking detail?
Yeah, like what's the camera where it shows all your pores?
4K.
4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like knows Jersey down and he shows her ass. And this novella.
And he tears her ass up.
He tears her, yeah. But it also is rooted in such love for New Jersey, and like
this book is the only one I've read by his. I think because wait, have you already said the title?
Oh, Goodbye Columbus.
Okay, sorry, I genuinely don't know if you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I think because you got really into it in college that I then read it as well.
Yeah, I mean, Ashley, same deal.
Yeah. My sister loves Philip Roth. Side note.
Yeah, I mean, and he's like one of those like very prestigious Jewish American authors too. It's like New Jersey and then the Jewish American experience. Like he has become kind of like one of the icons of it, the leading writers of it. Anyway, gotta keep losing steam.
Yeah.
No.
Have you been on the wedding circuit?
No, I don't. Okay, so this novella centers on a like young budding relationship.
Okay.
Between Neil and Brenda, I think. Neil's from Newark, working class.
Okay.
Brenda's from Short Hills.
Yes.
Bougie suburb.
Yeah.
And the like two kind of environments are really like strongly depicted, and it's obviously the interplay of the two as well. Like Neil is our protagonist, and we follow him into Brenda's much more affluent, much more kind of like glamorous life. They meet at her country club at the pool.
Oh,
and that pool becomes like a big kind of setting for their romance. Also her house, and her house gets detailed like ad nauseum. There's like particularly this fridge in her basement that's just, the fridge's sole purpose is housing fresh fruits.
Oh my God.
It's just stocked with fresh fruits. And like, I remember one passage, he's like, yeah, I ate all the fresh fruits. I had so much diarrhea, but it was worth it. I needed to eat those fresh fruits. This is Neil, obviously. And I think like, I really appreciate it because like, I know Newark well.
Yeah.
I now have such a love for New Jersey,
of course,
largely because some of my best girls are Jersey girls.
Yeah. Thank you for like lumping me in there. Yeah. Even though I'm not really a Jersey girl.
No, you do.
Yeah.
You have that.
I have.
Heart, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it in my blood.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like just a good outside in perspective on kind of the emergent suburb culture around these kind of working class cities in New Jersey. And I thought interesting too was kind of the foils to each of the settings. Like you spend time with Neil in Newark, like at the public library where he works.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, not at all nice, but it's kind of treated as this like hopeful setting where like good work is done, people learn, people kind of strive, whatever.
Yeah.
And then whenever you're in Short Hills, you're like at the pool.
Yeah. Sick.
But you've got this like broader cast of characters, and I don't know if this is like a fair kind of like analogy to draw, but in the public library where Neil works, there's a young black boy who comes in, and he's always taking the same book, and it's, I'm blanking on the artist, but it's like paintings of Tahiti. And this boy is like so in love with these images, and he just spends like day after day paging through them. And that like his imagined kind of like escapist setting is like Tahiti
Mm-hmm.
is interesting. Like you know, Newark is your core setting, Tahiti is your escapism. Compared, this is the analogy, I don't know if it's fair to draw, but like one of my lasting takeaways from the novella, it's like you've got one of Brenda's brothers in Short Hills. Like, I think the whole novella might end on this setting, or this scene rather, but he's just kind of like sitting in his room forlornly listening to the Ohio State like fight song, and that's where the title of the novella comes from. Goodbye Columbus. It's Columbus, Ohio, where Ohio State located. And he's like nostalgic for his good old college days, like Columbus. And I thought that was interesting. Like, you've got setting really richly observed, Newark versus Short Hills, but then these like kind of like tangential characters demonstrate a lot in the settings they yearn for too, where like in Newark, where they're in this like, we're working out of these circumstances, I dream of like
a place I haven't been,
fantasy, something I haven't been. And then in Short Hills, where they have like every want and need taken care of, you still yearn, but it's like this like kind of mediocre nostalgia,
right? Yeah.
And it's like,
and for something you've already like lit, well, that's what nostalgia is. Yeah.
You're this like fat cat sitting on a tuffet, like,
yeah, you're a loser.
I miss Ohio State.
Sorry, I think like Short Hills is kind of like this aspirational place that's ultimately filled with losers, whereas like Newark is this like maybe not as aspirational place, but there's maybe slightly more like dimension to what's happening there. I don't know.
At least, yes, I think that's right, and at least through the observation of Neil, this protagonist.
Yes,
like I think he's both excited by and kind of like feels excluded by the Short Hills environment. So he has like this critical lens to it, but obviously like some like hatred for his own context. I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the set, like, you're like, oh my god, I'm living it. I like the way the house is described. You're like, no,
this is interesting because I don't remember reading this book, to be honest, but as you're saying it, it's like kept bringing it back to me in a way that I'm like, oh, this book meant more to me than it did at the time. Like, I liked it more than I appreciated it more than I currently like
would say.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. I wouldn't. It's not on my short list.
Yeah, I really like this book. The last thing I'll say about setting in the book too, I think it's like, sometimes I get really annoyed when I'm reading a book that goes into way too much like explication around setting and the roses and the flowers of the garden, and it's like, shut the fuck. Yeah. I'm bored, and typically those books that I get where I'm like skimming these paragraphs describing setting, it's because it's like very plot driven, like action or romance kind of book. But in this book, which I think, it's like more literary fiction, but like it's the observation of setting functions a lot towards the plot, because like I'm saying, he feels like both excited and excluded by Short Hills. Like, he is being so attentive to detail all through the lens of this protagonist, Neil, because he's like, I need to study my surroundings, else I will like run afoul of them, or I'll like make a mistake. I need to understand how this works,
how to function in this,
if I'm gonna advance myself, and also like,
interesting. So setting really is a character in this, because it's like, how do I interact with her?
Yes, and like particularly at the pool, he's like just doing such character studies of like everyone around him, so he can like download as much data as possible from this like entirely new setting. Which is, you feel like you're doing it with him, and you're getting kind of his commentary on it as you're getting it, so it feels very interesting. It's not just like, and the crystalline waters of the pool rippled under the... No, it's like, he's like, okay, that lady's doing that. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's kind of like MI6.
Totally.
He's figuring out his ops at the pool. Yeah. Which is something I'm very familiar with.
Both sides of ops, his enemies and his opportunities.
Yeah, true. Ooh, gorgeous.
Give me your second.
Okay. I feel like both of yours were like so intellectual and like really like, well, mine are both like,
I studied Latin American and literature.
Mine are like, I like how this setting made them kiss. And that's gonna be where I'm going with this one as well. Go. So this was a book I was kind of reminded of this author because I stepped into a bookstore while I was in Massachusetts and saw another book by her, and I was like, oh, I should read this. But her name is Alison Cochrane, I think, and she wrote this book, Kiss Her Once for Me. And it's this book. It's this woman is like a graphic designer in Seattle, I think, and she gets somehow it's a fake dating ploy where she gets wrapped into fake dating this guy for money. Don't ask me for more details because I don't remember. Okay. But he's like, let's, I think it's because he's gonna get money from family, whatever, and so he's like, I gotta bring you home, show you off to really make sure everyone knows we're for real. And in the background, she's like, last Christmas, this is set around Christmas, she's like, last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day, anyway, she's like, last Christmas I had this like really short affair with this woman who was also in Seattle for Christmas, and we ended up like hitting it off. She's a bisexual queen, for the record. And
for those following the pronouns at home,
yeah,
that is a woman-loving woman.
Yes, thank you. So she's like kind of like, and it was really hard for her. Like, it was a very quick affair that ended in like this woman kind of ghosting her. And so it's just like she's like, I haven't really been the same since that happened. Ouch. And like, yeah, I'm like still thinking about it, which is like also making me feel weird because like it was like one day over Christmas and like, why can't I move on? So anyway, she ends up going home to this cabin in, I don't know, again, don't ask me, but it's a snowy cabin.
We're only talking about settings, so don't worry about it.
Totally chill. It's a snowy cabin. All right. I think it's also in Washington State. Uh-huh. And she goes home, and it turns out the sister is the sister lover, the lover that she had the short affair with a year ago. The sister of the guy that she's fake dating is the woman that she had this affair with last Christmas.
Got it.
So
did she describe the brief affair to the guys she's fake dating? She's like, I got really fucked up. Okay, no.
Got it. And then I think it becomes clear because then he's also like, he's chill. He's like, he's also like in love with another person in the house.
Perfect.
So
in the house.
Yeah.
In the snowy cabin.
In the snowy cabin. But it's just like it's not a cabin. It's like a family manse. In like this gorgeous snowy setting. But it's what I like about it is that it's another forcing function of like there's a lot of scenes where like they're doing like Christmassy stuff in this cabin, and like,
you just like Christmas.
No, I don't. Christmas is fine. But like where she can't like avoid this woman, like it really puts them in close proximity, and also like they're doing all this like family stuff together, and so our main character can't like get away with not seeing her all the time.
Yeah.
Which I like. And it's also very cozy and cute and Christmassy, yeah. But, and then also, like, because they're in this, like, snowy town, the way they end up getting back together is, like, the two of them have to, like, walk home from the ski lodge or something, and then it gets, like, too snowy, and they go to a separate family cabin, and then, like, the two women get back together, and it's, like, really awesome. But what I mostly like is that she can't avoid her problems or, like, interacting with this woman in the house. There's a scene where they're, like, all baking Christmas cookies, and it's like if you want to be a part of this family, you gotta bake Christmas cookies.
Christmas?
Christmas cookies? And then there's a scene where she's like upset about how, because the woman Jack is like also like avoiding her, even though they're in this like tight, like,
even though they're making Christmas cookies together.
And she's getting upset, and she goes into the bathroom and like has a moment, and then like runs into the grandma. Like, she's just like constantly having to confront her issues, which I like. And yeah, I also like that it's Christmas.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Thanks.
Your third book is going to be set at the North Pole.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I think I do like a Christmas romance, but so many of them are not good. That's the thing.
Because they're just grifting on Christmas.
Yeah, that's so true. You cannot grift too much on Christmas.
No.
But I don't think either of these does, which I like.
Nice.
Like, there's enough going on outside of Christmas that it's...
But I do want to watch Christmas romances. I want to read Christmas romances.
Same. Yeah.
I like Christmas romances.
If they're done well, because just sometimes they can be Hallmarky. But I don't think either of these are.
Nice.
Because one is gay, so...
Great.
Yeah.
Are there not gay Hallmark?
I think they're, like, they're starting to move into gay, but I think under T2, yeah, they're going to be walking that back pretty quickly.
Yep.
Shoot. Mm-hmm.
Well, hell yeah.
I'm sorry, I feel like I didn't do it.
Shut up. Okay. I'm gonna...
You put a bow on it.
Okay, so I think now the final question, before we ask the final question.
Yeah.
So many questions left to deal with today. How... We did the setting exercise. I fear we must tie it back to our own projects.
Our own work, yeah.
Is there anything that
we're taking away?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm like scooping you right now. That's a good question, and yes, I think my book is set in. Well, I think mine is different because there's going to be New York in it, but it's not going to be like super central to the plot because they're ultimately moving to a baseball stadium. So I think my examples. There is, like, I like a contained area where you can get into hijinks. My baseball stadium is almost an airport, really, because you can get ice cream and, like, there's a lot of different...
A drink and then another drink.
Yeah, exactly. It is this, like, contained area where I think they're going to interact with a lot of different, like, characters.
Yeah.
So, I think what I'm taking from it is, like, I like... I don't want to say forced proximity because it's not like one bed, but I like aquarium vibes, like putting you in my tank and making you play.
Totally, yeah. Sprinkling some flakes in
there. Yeah.
Have at. I love that. That makes sense. Actually, your examples are so much more functional for me. Like, I don't think I'm gonna do any kind of like setting as broader commentary, which I think both my examples kind of included, because New York, my New York is like sprawl. It's like I want the reader to feel like I'm living real New York life on these pages. It feels very like true to city living. So I don't think I'm gonna some of my protagonists like conflicts are around like striving so much to like be in this kind of like elite New York.
Yeah, I think there will be a little touch of...
Yeah, there are, like, different moments, like, I'm, like, using, like, private club culture in New York. Like,
okay, cool.
Chez Margot. Like, we're gonna...
Cafe Mod?
I will not touch Cafe Mod unless I just, like, it catches a stray.
Yeah, she's like,
that could be kind of fun.
This line at Cafe Mod is always such a drag.
So fucking hack.
Where does she live in your book, can I ask?
The 80s.
Oh, yes! A win for the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
I think my girl lives on the Upper East Side. I have flipped back and forth between West Side and East Side.
Yeah, but my girl lives on the East Side.
Yeah, sick. I don't know why I keep saying that today. Sick.
Sick, brother. Yeah, so I think... that's kind of like I'm not gonna nesting doll. I'm not gonna like use setting in any kind of comparative context. Like I don't think I'm really taking them out of the city if I'm honest.
Yeah,
I actually might for fun.
Yeah, just
for like a little detour.
Kicks.
Yeah, for kicks. But like no, I don't think it's gonna. So if anything, I'm learning from your examples. I think like I need to be more kind of narrow in my field of vision. Like how can I use scene specific settings or like for these big moments where it's like because of the physical constraints of an environment or even social constraints, whatever, because if it's something environment specific, characters have to do X.
I mean, I think romance and setting, like, kind of, I'm not even sure you can have one without the other. Like,
a romance in just kind of a blank room. What is
a virtual reality.
What's that children's book where, like, it's like Harold has a crayon?
Oh, Harold and the Purple Crayon. I think famously it's called Harold and the Purple Crayon. Yeah, that is a really, like, acid trip book. You're so right.
You can't do a romance Harold and the Purple Crayon. You can't.
Even though I kind of did with my cover.
Yeah, you're Harold.
I'm Harold. No, yeah, you really, like... setting is, especially in romantic character, like it's a plot device. You have
sure.
I can't think of a single one where it's like it has well, I'm sure there is, but where it's not like literally used to like make your characters kiss.
Yeah. You did the exercise the right way for what we needed.
But I actually liked, because I was like, I took it very like, I don't know, it was nice to talk about something a little bit more like not so average Joe is so Tim about your character, about your settings, because like
I'm so fucking pompous.
No, you're not. You just specialize in LATAM. You're not so fucking pompous. That I like actually really like scratched my brain like talking to you about setting as commentary.
Cool.
So like either way, thank you for doing that.
Sure, yeah. It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
All right. We've reached the moment you've all been
have.
waiting for. What's the most romantic thing that happened to you this week?
Okay, I have to use Meg's wedding for this. I made myself not talk about it at the top, but their relationship, Meg and Andrews, is just one that like I find so moving in a way that they're probably, if she hears this, is going to be like, oh, do you want to wear my skin? And yeah, a little. I recently, at the same time as going to this wedding, saw like a TikTok. Maybe I can find it and give the person credit. I probably won't. But she was talking about how she in life is looking for a rock star relationship where like rock and roll, baby, one person is the star and one person is the rock. And she was like, that's just what I need in my life. And I was like, that really resonates with me.
Yeah.
And I can't actually think of a better example literally than Meg and Andrew, because Meg is a freaking star. She walked down the aisle to an instrumental version of Hot to Go. I think I didn't mention that. She's a perfect diva.
Yeah.
Glamorous, hilarious, such an amazing performer. I know her through stand-up. I don't think I said that. An amazing performer. Literally the best host on the stand-up scene, like, bar none. I think any, like, woman in comedy would say that about her. She's, like, the nicest person ever, and then also just, like, the most gracious host who, like, just makes everyone, she just is like, has this stage presence that makes everyone welcome, and like she's awesome. She's like the pop star of comedy. And first of all, and he's a rock, but he's awesome. He's just this like really solid guy who thinks the world of Meg, and like literally a large part of the ceremony was talking about like how he helps her like set up. He, like, I believe the, like, I do part was, like, do you promise to be her stagehand? Literally, like, that phrase was, God. Like, in the, yeah. And, like, he's like, I love being your stagehand. It rocks. And, like, she did Edinburgh Fringe last year, and, like, a part of the ceremony was about how he, like, while she was, like, preparing for the show, he was out, like, flyering for her, like, getting people to go to the show. He just, like, it's so beautiful to me. And their vows were just fucking awesome. I literally sobbed. She, like, obviously she's a writer and a performer, so hers were, like, awesome.
Yeah.
And about how she's like, and then like he was like, I could never possibly follow you. Like, it was just so great, and it really made me believe in love. And that was the most romantic thing that happened to me this weekend, was Meg and Andrew's vows and their entire ceremony.
That's so sweet. A rock star relationship indeed.
Your turn. What's the most romantic thing that happened to you this weekend?
Thank you for asking me.
Of course.
Okay, listen. It hasn't been a very romantic week for me. I'm scraping the barrel. There's a dog I know. His name's Tuna.
Okay, sick.
He sometimes works in my office.
I love that name. I'm like operating on a delay. Sorry.
He greeted me. It was my first time meeting him. I've known of him for a long time.
Okay.
Actually, his owner, I don't know if this is like a HIPAA violation, his owner is a cartoonist for the New Yorker.
Oh, cool.
Often. She gets a lot of her stuff published. And so he'll guest star in a lot of her cartoons. So Tuna's kind of famous.
Okay.
But I got the great pleasure of meeting him this week, and he was very, like, my attention was kind of diverted while I was greeting him, and he was like, eyes down here.
Oh, like, I love.
Let's focus in.
He's a star.
He's a star.
Yeah.
Talk of rock star. This was a real diva off.
Yeah.
Me and Tuna. And when I pet Tuna, I was like, oh my God, that is the softest dog I've ever felt. And his wonderful owner, my friend and coworker, was like, yeah, so he's really soft. I bathe him in Kiehl's.
What? He goes to Equinox? Tuna goes to Equinox?
He's a star. Okay, he's a star.
Yeah.
But it's so sick. It's like, also, it's not like my coworker's like, she's not a diva.
Yeah.
She's not the one, like, the finest.
Right.
She's just like.
She probably washes like Suave.
For
her own hair.
Right.
Is what I meant.
But for love of Tuna, I'd like to think the romance of bathing him frequently with Kiehl's.
That's really
to maintain
gorgeous.
His soft coat. That's romance.
That's really
baby.
romantic to give your dog the most expensive
the finest
shampoo of all time.
Yeah. Because it does make him the softest boy alive.
What kind of dog is Tuna?
A dachshund.
Oh, nice. That's a great name for a dachshund.
Yeah, he's real cute.
Okay, well, I love that.
Okay, well.
We have to go to SoulCycle.
Bye.
Bye.